Hi, this is Chris. In my previous video I showed you the practical exercise of setting up a server in the Amazon cloud. And now it's time to create the first service. And even if I will be focusing most on the LAMP platform and doing the service in PHP, I will also show you quickly how it can be done as easily on other platforms like Microsoft and Java. Okay, so let's get to it. So the example I've chosen is to get the most popular free apps from the Apple App Store, which is provided as an RSS feed in XML format. The idea is that we have an app that could show the top list of free apps. Even if it's a simple example, there's not much difference with getting information from a backend systems like SAP or Siebel. And in a real-world scenario, the work of the service would be divided into different tiers with specific responsibility, as I've shown in previous videos. If we start by looking at what we get from the source, we see that there is a lot of information, and not only that, there is also a lot of metadata which comes from the XML format. What we would like to send to the app is just a few pieces of the information. For example, the name, developer, and some of the images. And you can see them here marked in yellow. We also want the information to be in an efficient format like JSON, that will minimize the overhead in terms of metadata. The desired output should look something like this, what I'm showing here, and that's obviously much more efficient to send over a low bandwidth. So if we take a closer look at the PHP code to access the servers and transform the data, you can see that the source XML is downloaded on line 2 and parsed into an XML object model on the next line. And on line 6 you see that for each found app, the app is parsed, which is happening on line 9 to 14, and added to an array that we created on line 5, and we add it on line 15. And then we create a root object on line 17 and add some headers on line 18 and 19. And then we finally convert it to JSON on line 20. An interesting detail is the header added on line 19, which will allow cross-domain calls. So if you're calling this from a web page, this will make it easier to access the service. And as you can see here, this is what it will look in Java in a JSP page. And the basic idea is the same. I won't go through it in detail, but you see that the amount of code is not much more than what we had for PHP. And then here you can see how it looks in .NET on a Microsoft platform in Windows, and this is an ASP.NET page written in C#. And the same goes here, that you can see that there are not many more lines of code than in the PHP and JSP page. Okay, so how do we get this on the server? And there are several ways of doing that. One convenient way that I like is to use Coda, and you can find the link in the description there. With it you can easily set up a connection to the server. You supply the domain name or the IP address, and then you use, normally for the Amazon servers, you use the Ubuntu username, and then the key pair file that you downloaded when you set up the server. So when you have logged in, you can see on the left that you are in the users folder, and to add the service we need to navigate to the web server root, which is in the var/www folder. So that's what I'm doing here. Once we're there, we can create a file and add the code that we showed before, and then save the file. And when that's done, we can test the server by opening a web browser and navigate to the URL of the new page. Note that you don't need to add the PHP extension because that's default in a LAMP setup. And there you have it. Your first service is running on your server in the Amazon cloud, and it can be called by any app or web. Thank you.